days.
So
Jesus
much time to work
Christ.
on a song, and you're coming up short for us, Nick.
I didn't have time. I was busy.
I was busy.
Well, are you checking your phone for microphone?
No, I think the bulb's blown, so I was like,
I think the bulb's blown on this podcast. Welcome to the Ramblecast After Dark, where we talk about movies, TV shows, sports, and anything else that we like. Is that about summing up?
And
Okay.
Matt.
What?
And Matt.
And the show in which everybody shits on Matt. Yep, that's it. Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's fair to call it shitty.
It's pretty much like 95% pick on Matt. You know.
Oh, it's not that bad.
No, it's like 96.
Okay, that I could accept. But 95.
I can't even have a decent texting conversation with you assholes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It did look like there was something sticking out of your ass in that picture.
And you were complaining about it dusting too. I was like, that's not snow.
That was the beginning of our snow. It's been snowing here all day. So
really,
we're not
much did you get?
Massachusetts. We're not Northeast. We didn't get the nor'easter, whatever the fuck that was. But
How much snow did you get?
I think we're over 12 inches now.
Oh, okay. All right, you got yourself a solid foot.
Yeah,
we've never had 12 inches here.
it's been snowing all day, and we went sledding twice already. So
Nice.
we went once early in the day when it was, as Chris mentioned, just a dusting. You know, it was like
Did you have
equivalent to a Massachusetts fart storm?
when you got to the top of that hill?
Yeah.
Were you looking down on it your first time down? Was sweat? Were you thinking flashback or?
No, but there was the first couple times going down where the sled was, I was losing control of the sled, and it starts to slide as though my right shoulder's going to lead.
No.
And I'm like,
are you at the same place?
I'm like, fuck this noise. No,
Place?
it's in close proximity.
Okay, but it wasn't the same hill.
No. I'll draw like a little map. So, so where we were sledding is over here. Okay.
Okay.
Where I broke my collarbone was over here.
Oh, okay.
So you were going more extreme.
I was actually going more extreme when I broke my collarbone, which was over here. This is
And the map is not to scale. I mean, you literally drove you put a hash mark over a steep incline where you were today.
This is a topography,
and that's like the bunny hill over there to the left.
Topography of the. See, up here is where we put the little house. Right here is kind of like a little valley. Jack's like,
you must be an artist. I keep freezing up. I keep freezing up.
No. We did go sledding a little bit, and you guys were giving me shit, but I did it. And
I don't think anyone was giving you shit. I like I said, the only thing I was concerned about was that red thing sticking in your ass. I mean, it just.
Anyway.
And then I figured out, that must be a sled.
Yeah,
that's what I think I figured out.
The red sled is what the red disc style sled is what I cracked my or I broke my collarbone on. So, but we were going down kind of on those like toboggan style light foam ones that they make. You know what I'm talking about? Like two people, an adult and a child could go down on it. Two adults, it's not going to happen unless you're doing a weird sex position on that thing. It's just not. There's just not enough room.
Where can I get one?
We picked ours up at Costco, like months.
I don't know if you can see that.
There's a line through me. It looks like I've.
Well, I have green lines on my phone, so it's.
I think it's your green screen.
I know, but if you look like that, I know, but the green lines are being picked up by the green screen. See, if you look right there, there's Matt, and there's a red thing.
Definitely got a red rocket.
I look like I'm being. I don't know.
I was concerned. I didn't know if you had fallen down on something or just.
Or got real excited.
Yeah. Okay, I see the red thing sticking out.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So when you first look at it, I'm like, what the hell's in his back pocket?
Meanwhile, I texted you guys this because you were making fun of me wearing blue jeans. And
I don't think did I say anything about blue jeans?
No one did.
Applied it. Everybody thought
no one said it.
I'm like, I don't. Let's see.
Oh, I see. Nick went to get a light bulb. Did you get any good ideas?
No. Mine's a total blank.
Okay.
My record, I'm clean on this one. I'm being accused of something I didn't do.
Pretty sure it was implied.
I didn't say it. I said 70 degrees here is what I said.
Chris, have you been sledding?
No, not
Nick,
in like
have
10
you been
years.
sledding?
No.
Not in 10 years?
Yeah, at least.
It's not like
College?
I mean, really? You don't
Yeah.
take your kiddos sledding? Like even just down to like a little bunny slope? Like
No.
Huh.
No, we haven't. I mean, the last couple of winters, I mean, haven't really been so much snow. This year we got some snow, but we haven't gone out yet.
How much snow did you get? I
This
mean,
year?
I was kind of curious. Yeah, I was kind of curious. You guys
we got
blasted.
I think we got
right?
2 feet. Yeah, just a whisker under 2 feet. Last weekend. But we didn't. No, I mean, I don't live anywhere near a sledding anywhere we could go sledding. I live in
it's
a
just
very
all flat.
like a flat area. We could go to. I mean, there's a couple places that I'm not even sure if they allow sledding there, but like golf courses are great places to go sledding in the Northeast if you're gonna go.
Yeah, that's what people do here.
Yeah, so because typically you're gonna find the contours of a golf course to be amenable to getting some speed down a slope, but there is one not too far from here, but I don't think they're open for sledding. I've been thinking about getting back into skiing though. I might do that. I used to be a ski instructor.
I remember that
back in the day.
I remember that story.
Yeah, and I have skis. I never use them. Skiing is a time-consuming and expensive hobby to have.
Whereas sledding's just like the everyday man, like let's grab some plastic and slide down.
Sure.
Until you break something.
Oh yeah. When I was a kid, I went sledding head first into an oak tree.
Never head first.
I think you can still see. Maybe.
It's just like your normal big forehead. I don't see what. Is that your hat line, or is that? Oh, you got a little Harry Potter scar there, I guess.
Yeah, I do. It starts here, goes all the way up back here. But I went head first into an oak tree. Yeah, that's what we do in the Northeast. We sled into shit.
You're in my way.
And we didn't sled a lot where I grew up.
Yeah, San Diego didn't get those slopes going.
Yeah, there were no hills in Western Tennessee either.
You were sledding the water though, right? The waves.
Oh, yeah. Some tasty waves, cool buzz. That's all I needed.
Tasty waves.
That's all I need, man.
I need, yeah.
Bruh.
You need a Jaws McCauley.
But we're getting like it was like 40 degrees today. I was outside in like a t-shirt. It was nice.
Oh.
Well, comparatively speaking to what it's been like for the last couple of weeks, but it's raining now. But I think we're getting the what's left of your storm coming through this way. So it's freezing rain tomorrow morning, and it's going to drop like 15 degrees by mid morning and do what they call good old fashioned flash freeze, which makes for a very treacherous travel.
Hate it.
So good luck to me tomorrow.
Yeah,
my daughter and my wife's school are both canceled for tomorrow.
Well, I mean, this is the one benefit
Lightweights.
of this is the one benefit, though, I think of COVID is that there's a lot more preparedness on schools' parts to say, okay, bad weather. Let's just not put, we barely have enough bus drivers to get all the kids there because COVID, but let's go ahead and just keep the kids home.
Yeah, the only thing that sucks about that though is they got to make them up at the end of the year.
Oh, they have to make them up.
Oh yeah.
Oh, because we have e-learning. So my
yeah.
kids are doing e-learning while they have their snow
So
day.
they made the decision that this school year that if there was snow days, actually they did this last winter as well. If there were snow days, that they would not do e-learning at all, and they would just tack them on to the end of the year.
I think it's bullshit.
Why? It just seems like why not get it done?
But no, to me, it's like okay.
Because e-learning sucks, really. I mean, to be honest.
Sure, but
I'm saying for a snow day when they make it up. When my kids had snow days here, they would watch a movie.
Yeah, it was like Feifel Goes West.
I said, why are we wasting tax dollars, turning on the heat, turning on the lights, running the buses. I said for them to watch a movie. Fuck it. It's just sometimes we have
at the end of the year they're watching a movie. Is what you mean?
Yeah.
the
It's
makeup
tacked on at
days.
the end of the year.
They just would watch movies, or they would just play games, and
It was like
That's not how it is here.
Well, that's how it is in North Carolina.
It's grueling.
Like I think there's a state minimum. I think it's 180 days of education. I think it is. So I remember when I was a kid, like when we used to get more snow than we do now. But man, it would be like you'd have to be like a blizzard to get school called when I was growing up. It felt like, but we would have to be. We'd be in class.
Are softer now.
We'd be in class until mid-June.
That's bullshit. Cutting in my beach time.
But we've had this kind of discussion before, though. Like, in the South, because we always get like rain before it snows, or ice rain. And so you get this layer of ice before the snow even gets there. So you're just sliding everywhere.
Yeah, that's the worst.
Whereas in here, it's all dry snow, and so you could be going 60 miles an hour in a foot of snow. It's like nothing.
It's like dry heat.
It's like the dry. It's the equivalent of dry heat, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, it's like I walked out last night, and I
get it now.
Yeah, but I mean, I probably had 14 inches of snow on top of my truck, and you just knock it off with your arm, and it's just nothing.
So I never got
That
dry
light
heat growing up in
powdery
San
stuff.
Diego.
Mm-hmm. It's just powder. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good old pow pow.
None of that wet, sticky.
No sticky.
Snow.
Well, how much snow did you get, Nick?
The only spot I measured it was 9.5, but I know I got 12 in certain spots in the yard.
That's what she said.
Yeah, she only got 9.5. She wanted 12.
Because when
In the yard,
like the pictures I sent to you guys of me,
the sides.
yeah, the pictures I sent to you guys of me doing the snowblower in the driveway, like that one spot's clearly over a foot. It's just it was pretty deep.
Did you ever find out who did your driveway?
No, not yet. I assume it's just one neighbor who has a snowblower who probably did it. Just
So did you go over there? Did you go over and clear their driveway out?
No. Thing is that he never really has to do much of his driveway because he has 2 huge RVs that take up the majority of his driveway.
Oh, yeah.
And so he has like maybe 10 feet of driveway that he has to snow blow, or if that. That's right, she does. It's a long driveway.
Yeah, I feel cheated now because you're all getting snow and we're just getting some rain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to be in the 60s tomorrow. And then Alex, my grandson, is turning 4, and they're having the party outside on Saturday. And it's going to be like 45 degrees high. I'm like going.
That's still pretty cold.
When they first said like a month ago, I go, "You're going to have it outside in February?"
Mm.
They go, "Yeah." I go, "That's what he wants." I go, "Okay."
Kids don't know what they want.
No. I do have a funny story because I had Alex.
That's why we're here.
The last 2 days, and I didn't know this. I didn't know this happened until my daughter called. They were eating chocolate chip. I gave them chocolate chip cookies. They were watching Mickey Mouse Club on Disney, and my daughter called, said, "Did Ava have a little argument with Alex?" I go, "Not that I know." Well, this is the story she told me. Her mask, she likes this. She has this thing. She can't stand anything like dirt or something that gets on her clothes or chocolate. She freaks out. She has.
It's like
she has
a
like
young Sheldon kind of moment.
Right now, she has like 7 things of pajamas she brings, and she's constantly changing her pajamas nonstop or changing her clothes. I go, "Okay, do whatever you want." But I guess what happened is Alex was chewing chocolate chip cookies, and he got chocolate on her mask.
Oh.
And she goes, "God damn it, Alex, wash your hands." So she told the story back to my daughter in those words. Mm-hmm. So I go, "I didn't hear her say it." I go, "But I'm laughing the whole time." She goes, "It's not funny." I go, "Yeah, it's hilarious." I'm sorry.
Is your daughter also OCD?
I would say a little bit. Yeah, her husband is. They're both neat freaks, but it's like, yeah, okay, change your clothes. Okay, I don't see it, but change your clothes. I don't care.
I mean, to be fair, chocolate on your mask looks like you have shit. Like
It
legit
does.
shit.
But it
does.
smells better.
It smells Oftentimes it does.
I mean, I think there's a huge market here for scented masks that we haven't seen yet.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
But would they last though?
Or would they cause cancer?
Yeah, exactly. It's artificial smell. And it's like,
Scratch and sniff
What-
mask.
What about
I really thought
of things that we already subject ourselves?
I thought
to
we'd be done with masks by now. I told my wife, like, I really thought we'd be done with masks by now, but
well, soon. It'll happen soon.
Oh, I had a whole like COVID thing that went through our house since I talked to you guys last. It was crazy. So we didn't get COVID, but we thought we did. So my wife signed us up for this like COVID test strip study. Like it was a scientific study, and we test these certain strips, and then we also do a PCR test that we send away. And if all 4 of us complete it in the household, I think we end up getting like $200 each.
oh, really?
So, yeah. So
Fucking sign me up, dude.
Yeah, I'd do it. Thanks for passing the information over.
well,
what the fuck, dude?
look, this is all my wife. I'm not that smart. I'm not that like savvy.
Well, we know that. But
Yeah, I know
Jesus.
that,
So-
but you gotta pass it along, man.
So
Spread
we-
the gravy.
we got the boxes last Wednesday. Okay. And so I'm at school teaching, and my wife texted me her positive result, and she's like, fuck, basically like she's the one that signed us up for this. We get all these tests.
She did
she's
that. I
positive.
get 400. She wanted $400 for being positive.
Well, if you get positive, you get like a $50 bonus.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, cha-ching.
What the fuck is the matter with Indiana, dude? What are you guys
No, this
doing
isn't
over
true
there?
Indiana. This is like because it's actually being mailed back to Connecticut and Massachusetts. Like it had some like addresses on there, and I was like, oh shit, I wonder if this is the place that you talked about.
Where?
So the study was through a company called MyQuest, I believe.
Oh, my question. That's a massive company that does like blood work and stuff.
Yeah. Well, apparently
about
they
Quest
they've been
Diagnostics?
doing-
I'm thinking Quest Diagnostics. Yeah.
Well, I think it's the same thing.
I was thinking
Yeah.
Johnny Quest.
I have
Because,
about
I have the app on
15.
my phone.
I have about 15 Quest Diagnostics boxes of PCR tests in my house.
The
Stacked.
PCR tests are reliable, but the test strip. So this is the thing that we discovered. Okay, my wife kept getting a positive test from their test strips. Right, sent off the PCR results. So they didn't go in the mail until Thursday, and I was like, sweetie, this is heading right into the storm, because I knew based on what Chris had texted us that you guys were getting hit, and I'm like, this might be a while. So we didn't get the PCR results back until Saturday that she was negative. Meanwhile, the rest of the family was negative. We kept testing negative. I just resigned myself to like, well, fuck it. Like I was kind of like you, Jack. I was like, well, if you've got COVID, I'm sleeping next to you. I'm not sleeping on the couch. I'll just get it and get it over with.
Yeah.
So I kind of resigned myself to the whole COVID thing. In fact, you kind of wake up when you think your spouse has COVID. You kind of wake up thinking, oh, maybe I have COVID. But really, it's just like I needed, a moisturizer, like a humidifier in the bedroom.
Yeah, I had
Yeah.
a sore throat. I had stuffed up. I had a headache. Every morning I woke up, and I'm like going, oh, great, I got it now. I would take the test, negative. I go,
So she took the CVS brand test strips, negative. She even like tried the test strips from my batch, which was a completely separate box. Those came back positive from that brand, that MyQuest brand. So she kept getting a false positive. The shitty part is that we didn't find out until after she already burned 2 of her sick days.
yeah, I was gonna
So-
say she can't go to work if she has a positive, right?
She can't go to work if she has a positive, so she had to again use some of her sick days for this. And she was at home like, I don't have any. She was like, I don't have any symptoms. I feel fine.
Well, I mean,
And then she was able to go back on Monday once she had that negative confirmation. So and since then we've still remained negative. So go figure.
Wasn't that a study or something they released that like back in the fall that that's kind of why they kind of stopped doing the tests, is because they were getting like 10% of them were false positives, 10% were false negatives. So they're kind of unreliable. I mean, unless you just have overwhelming symptoms, it's kind of like, well,
Well, and then this had the PCR to double check and to track it, so it had, you're doing those in tandem, and through the app, you're kind of like being forced to go through those steps. So, so hopefully this helps the scientists out, because it's kind of crazy that hers, I mean, she still took one today and it came back positive, and she's like,
really?
I don't get it. Yeah. She's like, I don't get it. Like, the test strip says I'm positive. No results. All of her PCR for 7 days, because we did PCR tests for 7 days. That was part of the study. All of them have been negative. So this brand, false positive. So, and then I don't know if this was something that they were trying to figure out by sending us this, but it is crazy, because she, and we had kind of suspected too, because she had to do something for her school where they went to Disney on Ice. That's a whole other topic, like why a school goes to a.
I went there. It's kind of boring.
Disney on Ice. I just don't think Disney on Ice like merits like field
trip.
Yeah, like, what are we learning about this today, kids? Well, Abraham dressed up like Mickey Mouse and he chopped down a cherry tree. what educational, like, well, the corporations came along and,
took over the world.
Yeah, like, what are we learning about Disney on Ice? Like, it just doesn't, I don't know.
I know Cindy and my two daughters are just now starting to feel a little better from COVID. I mean, they were just run down. They were tired. And this has been almost 2 weeks. I told Cindy, I go, can you imagine if you hadn't had the shots in the booster?
Right.
I go, you'd be in the hospital, and maybe even worse. I mean, I had to call on the life insurance guy to see if I could get the check. But since she took the shots, but no, seriously, she felt like crap. I mean, I was worried. I was worried it was going to shut down the business, because because it's just you.
Yeah, it's just me, and I'm extremely overwhelmed right now at work. And I know we're all busy at work, and I don't want to take anything away from the other two gents here that do amazing work. But it just, running a business by myself, it just, like, I come into work and I'm just like, the number of orders, the number of bullshit things, and it just keeps piling up and piling up.
Can't hire a part-time person?
That would cost money, and I don't want to do that because I'm worried that it'll upset the apple cart. I'm worried that.
How old's your daughter?
So, So beyond that, the little.
I'm just saying she could do maybe like phone orders or something.
Well, my son has been helping out with inventory, which is actually helpful because I'm able to give him and he likes numbers, so I'm like, okay.
So you're saying you don't trust a woman?
No, I've offered to my daughter, and she's just kind of like, no, like, she's not interested. She's just like, I want to be a kid longer, Dad. I don't want to do this, and I'm like, okay. Meanwhile, my son's like saving up money for Legos.
That's what I was about to say. Is like, that would be that's what my dad would do. Like, get a full 8 hours out of me and give me a $30 Lego. Like, wait a minute, there's something. The math here doesn't add up, Dad. But like, as a kid, like, you're like, yeah, okay, sure.
My dad would give me I'd do a whole full 12 hours. My dad would say, "Did you eat today?"
Yeah, exactly.
Did you eat?
Yeah, I said, yeah. And he goes, "There's your pay."
Yeah. Is there a roof over your head, son?
Exactly. That's what he would say.
On your back.
I said, tightwad.
But I don't mean to, it got to a point where I just was like, what the fuck am I doing this business for, and so my pick me up, my motivation, other than
cocaine.
No, the other kid drug, Legos. Nick mentioned it. But I've been enjoying some Lego time, and
did you see the guy on TikTok?
Very therapeutic, just building.
The guy on TikTok that built the Titanic Lego thing. It was 9 different.
It's huge, yeah.
I said, "Holy shit! That must have taken forever."
And that's bigger than the one they came out with, isn't it, Nick? The one that you saw.
I don't know if I've seen that one. Then I've just
seen
the Lego
came out.
Yeah, the Lego.
Yeah, Lego officially came out with a Titanic.
It's too big. Like I thought about it, but I was like, I like it. It's a nice Lego piece, but I don't know where you'd put something like that.
Bend over and I'll show you.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh Jesus!
But it's like
I put a bid on a Millennium Falcon.
Oh yeah, the 2011 one. Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't take my bid. He offered me like 145, and I was like, fuck you. Nope.
That's actually I mean, even though like those are mass produced, there's so many different versions of the Falcon. That's actually a really good one. I like that one.
Yeah.
And I think it was like 80 brand new.
Yeah.
So I mean, really for a 11-year-old Lego, that's a pretty good deal.
Is it already put together, or is it?
No, they disassemble it. They put it in the bags and stuff.
Oh,
and it didn't even have the box.
Oh, didn't have yeah. Then it should be cheaper. Then it should be like 110. Yeah.
So do you got? Oh, cool. Right.
I made this one this week. Here is George Harrison, one of the Lego art pieces.
I thought it was Ringo.
Those are really fun though. So if you haven't done any of the Lego art ones that they made, that was kind of a fun little build.
Have you guys ever used what is it, Bricklink or Link Brick? Or...
Yeah, Bricklink.
Is that legit?
Yeah. The only thing I don't like about Bricklink, it's nice, especially for if you just want some random pieces that you just need, but it's weird how their rules are set up. Because a lot of times you can't like we talked about this once, like with Matt with paper.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's one of those things where you can't just a lot of times go into like if, you have Chris in Boston is a official seller on Bricklink or whatever. I can't go just to your account and be like, oh, he's got all the bricks I need and buy them. Like they do them in lots, and sometimes it can be like, oh, you can only buy 3 lots from Chris, and I have to buy like the other 2 from Matt, and like it's like what? Why can't I just go to this one seller and buy everything? And so a lot of times you'll buy like 85 cents worth of Legos from one guy, and the shipping is $6. And you're like it would have made more sense, just to get from one person, but you can't. And that's the only negative thing I have about Bricklink.
Yeah.
But it is pretty cool. Because there's definitely a lot of pieces that I've bought when I
almost bought the same Millennium Falcon for $111. But it was from Russia. And I was like, nope, fuck you.
Yeah.
Those commie bastards will leave a few pieces out just to.
Well, no, it probably wouldn't even be real Lego. It'd just be like some weird knockoff. And they're like,
Comrade Legos.
Yeah.
They're all
Stalin's.
that pale turquoise blue.
Yeah, exactly. Bastards.
Like their military equipment.
Yeah.
I have been using StockX to buy Legos or to buy like Lego, like more expensive Lego sets, because sometimes you can find them a little cheaper than eBay. It's kind of weird how StockX works, but I've been able to find or at least put bids in and get some more expensive sets for a little bit less. But
I sold a limited edition pair of Crocs on StockX.
Wow.
It's just the idea that like what?
Limited edition. I think we talked about this.
I think we did. They're like a Post Malone like limited run, and I think I paid $55 for them, and I sold them for 110.
Wow,
nice.
I'm just picturing like somebody.
Were they used? I forgot. I remember the story. Were they used?
No.
Okay.
I'm just picturing someone like rural Louisiana or Central Florida, like baby, he's got the tiger camouflage Crocs, man. Like I need to get these.
I gotta get it.
He's got the bejeweled.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
I don't know.
But yeah, so StockX is good for Legos. I was looking on Mercari as well to see if maybe get some stuff from there. I saw advertisements for that, like that app on Instagram, whatever, but haven't pulled the trigger yet. We'll see.
I don't get out much.
I mean, I sent you guys a picture yesterday or day before yesterday. Like that's what cracks me up about moving, and like pulling out a lot of this stuff that I bought 10 years ago or more, and just never opened it, never touched any of it, and then I had that first edition comic book, Star Wars: Son of Dathomir. Never opened it. It's on the board, and it's like, and it's perfect still. Like it's just been like pressed in a book over 10 years. And I looked it up on eBay, and that the first edition that's just Dark Horse, it goes for like $200. But this one, because it's the Comic-Con, also first, I've seen it's going between $250 and $300. I'm like, damn,
what?
Yeah.
And there's a search option on eBay, and I always recommend you like check for sold. because you can search what's sold, so you can kind of see like the more like what has it sold for most recently, so you can see if like it's going for a little less, so or if it's going for a little bit more, so you can kind of gauge like where you should be at. So it's a little option
at home. I believe you can only do that on the website, on the desktop website. I don't think you can do it in the app.
I've done it on my phone before.
On the app or the website?
Yeah, the app. I can do it right now. Sorry, I just did it recently when I was.
They definitely did not. They made it harder to find it, because I used to do it all the time when I used to like sell stuff on eBay. I used to sell concert tickets and sporting event tickets, and you could sort by sold.
So on the app, sorry, it's in dark mode. There's like a little show more option, and if you scroll all the way down, there's a little section that says sold items. So, and I don't know if you guys can see that, but you can click on that and then hit search, and then it'll bring up all of the things in green that have sold that you've searched.
I like your credit card information. That was nice.
Yeah.
Oh, did you guys get that?
Yeah, I wrote it. I took a screenshot.
No problem.
I'm sure Sherry did.
The security code on the back is 91 bullshit.
Okay.
The B is the 2, so
Gotcha.
912. Yeah.
It's asterisk parentheses bar. Anyway.
I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to the Super Bowl, but my wife knows somebody that is a Rams fan.
There's a Super Bowl going to happen
coming up, and she's a Rams fan, so they looked at getting 4 tickets for the game. What do you think they cost?
$15,000.
$2,500 a piece.
Yeah, at least I'm about to say 5. Maybe we'll go 5,000 a piece.
It was over $90,000.
What?
Front door.
I didn't believe it, but I went online. I said Super Bowl tickets.
$90,000.
$90,000?
These were like on the 40-yard line or something like that. So I looked and I went, okay.
Oh, there's definitely no Bengals fans going to that.
I got the end zones. You're like on the 5-yard line towards the. You're looking at the field this way. I go, what do 4 tickets go for?
Yeah.
I went to check out $48,000.
That's nuts.
I go, who the fuck can afford to go to these games?
You need to take out a mortgage for this game.
I'm looking at tickets right now for $5,000.
Okay, so where are you at?
Per ticket though.
Upper corner. But I mean, but here's the deal. If you're gonna go to a fucking Super Bowl, like you're gonna spend money.
Yeah.
Like,
sure. It's like going to Disneyland.
But the thing is, like, but $90,000 is fucking ridiculous. Like that just doesn't make any sense. $5,000 is a conceivable price.
It seems like you could
for one ticket.
Yeah,
for one ticket.
I mean,
it's
I'm
a
not
bit
saying
high, but
I'm not saying I would do it, but that's a conceivable thing. Like,
yeah. Well, like I said, I told my wife, I said I'm still kicking myself because back in the early '80s, the Chargers had really good teams. Dell and I had tickets for the Super Bowl in Detroit. We had all the Chargers had to do was get to the Super Bowl, and they lost in the AFC Championship game. But fuck it, I'm not going to the game. I'll go some other time. Yeah. Well, now I can't. There's no way I can afford to go to one of these goddamn games. I don't know how people afford to go. I mean, if my team was in there and they, like, say, if I'm still a Charger fan, they got to the Super Bowl, maybe I'd think about it. Maybe. But that's a lot of money for a football game.
A lot of dime bags.
I mean,
yeah, a lot of dime bags.
Yeah, I don't know like when it happened, like 15 years ago, maybe 20 years ago, where it just went from being like, okay, it's a little high, but you can afford it, to like, fuck, I ain't going to that, Because I remember in the 90s, them talking about like, oh, it's $500, average ticket price to the Super Bowl, and you're like, oh, like, and of course in the 90s wasn't super expensive, but it was still expensive. But if someone said $5,000 now for a ticket, I'm like, oh, so a family of 4 is $20,000? Are you serious? Like, who can do that?
Well, third row on the 45-yard line.
Yeah,
$32,000 a ticket.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that's where she was looking. I was
still pretty close with 15,000.
Fucking crap! Yeah.
Well, I mean, but even like I went to when Tennessee went to the national championship back in January '99. Like all four of all of us went, and I think even then it was only like I think $350 a ticket, and of course that's college football.
$350? Did you say $350?
$350. Yeah. But now I think it's over $1,000 now to go to the national championship in college football, and you're like, is it really worth it? Especially if it's just Alabama. I mean, they go all the time.
But not only that, but remember, you have to. It's Super Bowls aren't in your.
There's
San Diego, because San Diego had 3 Super Bowls, and people always ask, "How many did you go to?" I go, "None," because I couldn't afford it. But like I said, you got a hotel, you got to pay for your plane or travel. I mean, and the hotels are like, they jack up those prices. And
and the flights.
It just, I don't know how people can afford to pay for these fucking tickets. I mean, the stadium
the answer is they don't. Like, I mean, the majority of people who get tickets for these Super Bowls, it's all owned by corporations.
It's not it's not like they love Cincinnati or the LA Rams. They're just like, hey, I got some tickets, I'm going, and oh, by the way, I happen to be in LA, so I'm going to root for the Rams.
Yeah, same. Like I remember that at Neyland Stadium, which is Tennessee Stadium, like because we thought about like, well, how much is it to get a box? Like ones at the top of the stadium, and it was $100,000 down, and then $30,000 per season.
You get a fucking huge.
And that's what I mean. But the majority of the people, like Chris said, like the majority of people, it's a tax write off for corporations. It's like, oh yeah, like we use it for business purposes because it's 20 seats or whatever, and like, well, and that's what they do, and that's how they justify it. But it's like, I mean, hell, I'd love to have $130,000 tax write off every year. Good God.
Well, I know in the 90s we had season tickets for the Chargers, and we bought them from a guy. It was one of my customers. He was he bought season tickets when the Chargers first moved from LA to San Diego in 1961. So he had them for like 30 something years. He goes, I'm sick of this. I'm not going to have them anymore. Fuck it. I go, can I buy them? He had 4 tickets. Can I buy them and just give you the money? You pay. He goes, sure. Well, we had them for a season, and that was the year they made the seats wider. So the seats went from like $45 a ticket to $145 a ticket.
Well, whenever they're wider,
Well, they instead of having 20 seats in a row, they had 15 seats. So they made them. It was we were on the 45-yard line too. Mm-hmm. But then they also had to pay a $3,000 fee to be able to buy the tickets.
Right. To the donation.
So it's like, because we had 2 of them and we had 2 other people had them. So it would have been $6,000 plus the $145. So you have 8 games plus the 3 preseason games that they make you pay for. So I said, all right, we're done. Yeah. I can't justify spending, $10,000 on tickets.
Yeah. That's how it was with us. Like we had season tickets to Tennessee from 86 through 2011. And we same spot as in the upper deck, roughly about the 45-yard lines, great seats. And it's the way most universities are kind of you're saying, like you have to give a donation per seat and then pay for the tickets on top of that. And I know for the last 10 years or so, it was roughly like $1,000 or maybe it wasn't that much, your donation. But then they decided to make that whole section like an elite section, and they put in like the actual stadium seats, and they were wider and all this. And they jacked up because they said, oh yeah, your donation now will be $3,000. And we were like, oh, okay, not too bad. And then like per seat. And we were like, $1,000 for 7 games. Then the
I thought you were just doing dramatic. I thought you were doing dramatic pause.
Chris is giving the double fingers.
No, it's just like I said. I think when the Padres made the World Series in '84, it was $15 a ticket to go to the World Series.
It's wild.
So just shows you it's just ridiculous. Because I know
I paid $300 to go to the World Series.
Nice. That's not bad at all. Yeah.
I know the first 2 Super Bowls they didn't sell out. They actually they were giving tickets away. That was on. I think the first one was on both NBC and ABC. So there wasn't a bidding war because you had the NFL was playing the AFL, and the AFL was considered a minor league.
It was, back then.
Yeah.
I mean, the NFC won like every Super Bowl for years.
No, first 2.
Was it just the first 2? I thought it was a lot more than that. But okay.
No,
So
Jets won the
I've
third
been
one.
to a World Series game. I've been to a Super Bowl. Now I need to go to an NHL Finals game. That's my.
I've been
next
to an
goal.
NHL Finals game.
And an NBA game. You need to go to an NBA final game.
I've been to an
Yeah.
I haven't been to an NBA final game because my team was always shitty. So
I don't think I've ever been to an NBA game. Period.
Really?
I-
Okay.
They're actually pretty fun.
I've been to everything but a Super Bowl.
Huh. Well, and you missed out on that opportunity. That passed you by.
It did.
Yeah.
That was stupid.
You know what's not going to pass us by? Commercial break.
Commercial break.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well done.
Anyway, so when you're watching the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
think of all those stupid people that paid all that. Well, I guess
So,
corporations.
what did you guys think of the games, though?
I thought they were great. I mean, they had.
So would you say the Kansas City Chiefs Bills game is the greatest playoff game in the history
No.
of football now?
We already talked about this. No.
Okay, all right. I know we talked about this, but I'm just saying now knowing that they're not even in the Super Bowl, it almost makes you feel like the Bengals coming back and winning. in that
I'm
game.
all about
The
Cincinnati.
Bengals, the 80s group.
Yeah, the Bengals.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of them are going to be there.
Walk like an Egyptian.
Okay. I would pay $15,000 for that.
For what?
The Bengals reunion.
No.
Yeah, I'm all about Cincy in the Super Bowl.
They
I
were
have to-
gritty, man. Like they helped. Like
I think everybody's
That was
rooting
a-
for Cincinnati.
that
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
Now I'm
that
rooting
was
for the Rams for one reason. Eric Weddle, former Charger, love Eric Weddle. He came back. He's been playing for the last 3 games, and I want him. I
Dude,
want him
watch
to.
your fucking nose, dude.
Yeah.
Watch. He's looking at you. Watch your fucking nose.
I thought you were talking to me. I go, what did I do?
I saw
no,
that look.
But Kansas City, my God, what were they? It just
yeah, they really
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
And
I
that
can't
kick.
believe.
The interception in overtime was that not the play of the game? I mean,
But it was. I think it was the third quarter, maybe it's the second quarter or third. I forgot what it was. But they had a drive. They're on. I think they're on their 35 or 40, the 40-yard line, and they could have kicked a field goal, but they decided
Yeah.
to go for it on 4th. I'm like, what the fuck? That's gonna kill you. This is the Super Bowl. You always go for points. And
they
lo
had
and
the
behold-
ball. They had the ball on the 2-yard line. At the end of the first half, they had 9. It was 9
oh
seconds.
yeah,
They
that's
had,
right.
They had no timeouts because they wasted a timeout.
Mm-hmm.
They threw it in the end zone. There's 5 seconds left. I go, all right, kick the field goal. You'll be up 24-3, I think.
Yeah.
You'll be up 24-3 at the half. But they threw it to Tyreek Hill, and he didn't make it in the end zone.
Unbelievable.
Yeah,
I said, God,
Unbelievable.
you have to. And so what happened? They lost because they
every
didn't take
single
the
point counts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Mahomes, I'm starting to think, I go, maybe he's being distracted because his wife and his brother are just such a pain in the ass. I mean, his wife is not any better, and he's having to answer questions about because he wasn't as sharp this season as he has been in the past. He's still Mahomes. He's still a great quarterback, but he's not as
as good as everyone thought he was going to be.
and I think he still is. But I think he's been distracted this year. He does. I mean, you saw that one play where he's running around this way, running around this way, and then he throws to Travis Kelce for a touchdown. I'm like going, there aren't many quarterbacks that can do that.
Have you seen? You guys saw that guy on TikTok who does the my impression of of Mahomes coming off the field after every drive?
No, I haven't seen
It's
that.
like. It's fucking hilarious, dude. If I come across it again, I'll send it to you guys.
That
It's
is
actually really
spot
fucking
on.
I saw that look. I saw that look at the end of the game.
It was so good.
And
So I
hey,
did-
what about the Rams though? I mean, like not to be, were you guys wanting the Rams in it? Were you wanting?
Nah, fuck the Rams.
No, I
Okay.
wanted the Rams because
You
of
wanted the
Eric Weddle.
49ers?
I would
I don't know, I
like
mean-
to see the 49ers. Yeah, I would love to see the 49ers.
I think a lot of people
Garoppolo-
wanted to see.
Who dislikes the 49ers? Nobody.
I think a lot of people wanted Green Bay and the Chiefs. Honestly, I think they wanted that classic.
I think that would have been the more exciting game.
But I like
Joe
Burrow.
Burrow. Joe
I like
Burrow
new
is a
teams.
stud.
So fresh faces. So
Well, I just like I said, the 49ers with Garoppolo. I don't know if it's because the coach ties his hands in the fourth quarter.
right.
But
it really felt like
he is terrible in the fourth quarter. I don't blame that
Yeah.
last interception on him. He was just trying to get rid of it to avoid the sack. But
yeah, you got to feel bad for him.
he's terrible in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
I'm just glad that that Brady decided to take a few seasons off to let some other teams win for a change.
Dude. So okay.
No, the reason he retired, it came out.
Yeah,
because he got his first 15-yard penalty
against him.
Mouthing off. He'd never had one before. It was Sean Hockley, Ed Hockley's son, brother.
I'm not going to do this anymore.
He goes, rah, 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 rah. He goes, I didn't swear.
So good.
That's all Brady does is swear.
So with Brady, motherfucker, like. First of all, the tweet. There's tons of like golden tweets out there after
New York news. Yeah, that's
the New York, the NBC New York saying, Tom Brady, who their tweet was, Tom Brady, who lost 2 of his Super Bowl attempts against the Giants here in New York, ends his 21 or 20-year career. But
that was funny.
It was good. And then you had the New York Jets being like,
it's this better be for real.
This better be for real.
There's some really good.
Awesome.
I really thought when the 49ers lost, because he grew up a 49ers fan, Tom Brady.
Mm-hmm.
I really thought he'd go, all right, I go to the 49ers with that defense and with was it Debo Samuels and some of the other weapons they have. I go, they're just a really, really, because Garoppolo's okay. He's okay.
That's why the controversy of no thank you to New England / Robert Kraft / Bill Belichick / New England fans happened. Because like the reason why Tom Brady fucking hates New England, or
it's because you guys beat up old people in the stands.
Kraft and Belichick is because a few years ago Robert Kraft was like, fuck that. Let's not let Tom get out of here, go to San Francisco. Let's make sure Garoppolo goes to San Francisco to block Tom from going because he wanted to end his career in San Francisco. Makes sense.
Coach blocked him.
They did. They sent Garoppolo, so they made it a situation in which San Francisco couldn't bring him in. And so Tom was like, fuck you. I'm going to Tampa.
You know what? I don't blame for everything he did for New England, and they did a lot for him. I mean, let's be honest, but still, that's just to me bullshit. But I really thought he'd say, okay, I'm going to go play for the 49ers one season because with that they have a tremendous defense, and you put a quarterback like Brady who just sit back and that Debo Samuels is
Debo's the real deal.
He's a beast, man.
He is awesome.
So, but Brady said no.
Yeah, he's done, and it hurts. It really does that he didn't
thank the fans.
No, I'm actually kind of mad about it. He did after Robert Kraft sent something out. Like he responded to Robert Kraft saying, "Thank you, fans, and I love you guys." Blah blah. It's like fuck you.
He should have at least thanked the fans.
Yeah, and like honestly, I was so sure that following that was going to be an announcement of him signing a one-day contract to retire as a Patriot. I thought that was going to happen. I mean, I was almost 100% positive it was going to happen, and I was kind of let down. To be honest,
the Chargers never did that for Rivers. Nothing.
Yeah,
but the Chargers have a history of not supporting their former players.
But it just goes to show that how much of a fucking rift there was with Tom and Bill.
Again, he still should have thanked the fans. You always thank the fans.
Yeah,
fans have no control.
Oh, John says that they're talking about having a parade for Brady in San Mateo. That's awesome. They should.
Matt quit.
I think so.
So to veer off football a little bit, Chris recommended it. I think might have been Matt last week, and Jack said he was gonna watch it. I watched it. Chris and I tweeted. I mean, not tweeted. We texted back and forth about it. Jack, did you get around to watching Station 11 on HBO?
I did not because I watched Ozark.
Oh, okay. Season 4, or did you start from the beginning?
Season 4. I've been watching. I said let me watch Ozark first, and I'll watch Station 11.
Mm-hmm.
I've only seen, I think, the most of season 1. I don't think I haven't picked up after that.
Ozark,
I've never seen Ozark. I'm gonna start it. Yeah.
I would start it. Just the I won't spoil you, but I'm surprised women groups don't complain about how Wendy's she's just a mess. Anyway.
But Chris was right. Chris had just started Station 11 last week, and I said, I'm gonna give it a shot. And he's right; it's a good show. I didn't at first see the comparisons to Lost that Chris had mentioned until after it's fully done, and you're like, I get it now. And I said to Chris, it is nothing like Lost, as in the story or the mysteries or anything like that, but it has the heart of Lost and like the connections and like the feels. So it's a good series. I mean, it's not like gonna knock you on your ass like holy shit this is good, but it is a good series.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch it. I forgot another show I watched because my wife and I decided let's watch. She wanted to watch The Flight Attendant, and I'm like going, I don't know. I didn't like.
I only watched the pilot of that one.
I didn't like The Big Bang Theory. I don't know if I'm like it. It's really good.
Oh, okay.
It's really. I mean. I remember people talking about it when it first came out, but it's a whodunit, but it's done in a different way. And what's her name? Kelly
Cusco or
whatever. Coco.
Haley Cuoco.
Kelly Coco.
Haley.
Okay. I thought it was Kelly, but maybe
Kelly?
Maybe it's Kelly. I don't know.
It is. I'm pretty sure it's Kelly.
Kaylee.
All right.
Kaylee.
Is it Kaylee? It's Kaylee or Kaylee? Or Kelly.
Anyway, the girl from Big Bang Theory,
yeah.
she's fantastic in it. She is amazing. It's
Haley Cuoco.
Kaylee?
Cuoco. Yeah.
Kaylee. Well, I'm gonna keep calling her Kelly. But it's just it's like it's spaces. It's called a comedy. But it's more of a dramedy,
right?
I guess. But it's wild, and I got a few things right, so I was pretty happy about that. But I don't want to spoil it. But it's got what's her name, Rosie Perez in there, but she doesn't talk like Rosie Perez.
Oh,
I'm like going, did she do something to her voice, or is she acting?
She's trying to act, yeah,
because she has that high pitched voice.
Oh yeah,
she doesn't have the high pitched voice in this show. It's really well done. So if you haven't seen it, it's 8 episodes, I think. And there's going to be a season 2.
Oh, okay.
So, but that's why I didn't get around to Station 11.
A show I've been watching, and really more I hate watching than anything else, is because a friend of mine had recommended it years ago. I wrote it down to watch.
Manifest?
No, it's called You're the Worst.
I've heard of it. Yeah.
Yeah, and so he's back. Yeah, but
You're the Worst. He pops in.
I guess.
You guys were talking about me.
No, he just said a show. You're the Worst, and you literally.
Oh, okay.
In.
Well, you think with a title called "You're the Worst" that the people would actually be awful people, and they're not really. They're just they should have regular human problems, and they're all self-centered, of course. But I was like, they're really not. I was like, I could have written all of us could have written a much better show about how to be a dick to people.
I think that's what this podcast is.
Exactly. I think we're worse. We're worse than the people on You're the Worst. And I'm in season 3 now. I'm just kind of like, I can still watch it, but it's only one episode that I thought was really good.
Well, I've heard of it. Who's in it?
The only person I knew that's in it is Crystal
Nose Job
from The Boys. She's the newest one, like the short T.
I can't hear what you're saying.
What was
He's
her
like
name?
a robot. I didn't hear anything you just said.
Sorry.
Oh, Chris, what's her
Jack
name?
was asking him. Jack was asking about who any of the actors that are in You're the Worst. I said she's the only thing I knew the main actress from is that she's the new character in The Boys. That's the villain that that was like the Nazi.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I don't know her name, but yeah.
I don't know her name, but she's the main actress. That's
My name is Amy.
It got 5 seasons, and it started in 2014, I think. And but it's not bad. if you got nothing else to watch, you can give it a shot. But it's not. It doesn't blow my door.
You're really not selling it.
No, I'm not trying to sell it.
So I missed the TV talk. I tried to watch Station 11, was confused as fuck, and then I fell asleep, and I woke up, and I was even more confused.
All right, so let's get back to that for a hot second because Nick gave his review, and then Jack started talking about a different show. But
he was done.
Well, yeah, I wasn't though. So
I should stick with it. You think I should?
I think it's
should,
great.
man.
It's a great show, Matt.
Okay.
Like Nick, you finish off saying, "Hey, it's a good show. It's not amazingly good, but I think it's good." I actually would go on the side of it's pretty close to amazingly good.
Yeah, I mean,
in my
Chris
book.
would fuck those sides.
What?
Nothing.
No, I mean, Matt, I really liked it. I think Chris and I both agreed that it's perfectly paced and perfectly
amazingly paced
and perfectly revealed. So there was only one thing that I figured out in like episode 3 or 4 before it was revealed. I was like, and I texted Chris immediately. I was like, I think that I just realized this, and he's like, yep, and I was like, yeah, okay, and
yeah.
But
you guys text without us.
They did such a good yeah, we did. They did such a really good job with the casting in the show. Like the acting is actually fucking great. The main character, I don't know her name, but she's awesome. Like she is. I think she's probably gonna be in some amazing.
Oh, Mackenzie Davis.
Coming out. What's her name?
The skinny blonde. Mackenzie Davis.
Yeah.
Why does she have to be blonde?
She was in Halt and Catch Fire. She was in the new Terminator movie.
Oh yes,
right.
She was in The Martian.
She was incredible in this movie. And there's a relationship that
a mole here.
Maybe she does.
Don't know.
I don't think so.
And then the actor who played what's his name?
Jim. Jay. Jumbo. Jimbo.
Jeevan.
Yeah, Jeevan did. Yeah, he did a good job.
That actor was incredible, and it was what was amazing is like you get a little bit of the lost storytelling in the sense of like flashbacks and so forth and so on, and you see an incredible relationship build between Jeevan and some characters. So I just thought they did such a good job, and it's a one and done series. And I think
it's just one season.
That's even more enticing.
They concluded it perfectly, and it was a completely satisfying ending.
It's like Watchmen.
From my perspective.
Watchmen ended like kind of tied.
Yeah, but this is better than Watchmen.
Really?
Dude, Watchmen was.
I loved Watchmen.
Watchmen was cool, and then it was uncool after the first couple of episodes.
Really? I thought it.
I liked it better as it went. Like I didn't like it.
I like the
unfolded in it.
It has
how many fucking people learned about the Tulsa race war?
Sure.
From that show.
I did.
Yeah.
And then it was brought to light when Joe Biden.
Nick would have learned it, but he froze.
No,
the show I interrupted with was
History
Flight
Man.
Attendant.
The Flight Attendant.
Yeah. Did you ever see it?
It's the one
HBO
with
Max.
the yeah. I've seen,
Kelly Coco.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen past episode 2 because it started to get into a murder mystery, and I was like, I didn't sign up for this fucking shit. So it got a little. I don't know.
It's out there, but it's like I said, it's a different murder mystery. But
no, I probably should give it a second crack. I jumped into Righteous Gemstones. You guys ever checked out that show?
Adam Sandler? Oh no,
that's
Uncut Gems.
That's Uncut Gems. Righteous Gemstones is about a religious family who is a multi-wealthy, like evangelical kind of like church. It's headed by John Goodman, and then Danny McBride is one of his sons.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
And Adam, he was part of a Workaholics. Adam Devine, he's also in it.
Jack
What's this
Black
called?
Light.
Yeah.
What's it called?
It's called Righteous Gemstones, and it basically.
What's this on?
Workaholics is a fucking great show, by the way.
Workaholics is awesome.
It's such a good show. Poop dollar.
But the other
That's
guy
funny,
from
you saw it.
Justified, not Timothy Oliphant. I can't think of his name, but he was also he's been on a ton of shit.
What's his Boyd Crowder?
Yeah, right. Yep.
He's good in everything.
Yeah, he's amazing in Righteous Gemstones. The character he plays is just so over the top, and it's like once you see him, you're like, holy shit, he's really pulling this off. Like, and so
He's
he plays
fantastic actor.
baby
Jesus,
Baby Yoda.
No, it's like baby something. God, baby Ben or something. Baby, what is it? Baby. Fuck.
baby back, baby. I want my baby back,
boy?
baby back.
I don't know. He's a great
baby
character,
back.
even if I can't remember his name. But that's the show that I've been falling asleep to.
And I mean, there's a whole other podcast dedicated to this too, but we should talk about the first 2 episodes of season 3 of The Mandalorian.
Exactly.
We could and should probably.
Is the Mandalorian out?
No,
Yes,
pretty much.
it is.
It is,
Oh.
but not.
Yeah. So
Oh, it's on the other
slight
thing.
spoilers for big spoilers for Book of Boba, which we have been already talking about on this podcast.
Oh, so
Show
do I have
sucks.
do I have to watch that to see what's going on with the Mandalorian?
No. So basically, Jack, there's 6
yeah,
episodes out.
The book
Book of
doesn't.
Boba Fett.
It doesn't
The
make
first-
sense as a book. It's more of like a
Ah,
magazine, where
basically-
like the first article is really large and kind of bloated, and then there's some other gems of articles in the back part.
No, the show sucks. That's what it is. It's a terrible.
Are you telling me that the last 2 episodes aren't good?
No, that's all I said.
But
The
they're
show,
Mandalorian episodes.
either because they're not fucking Book of Boba Fett. It's Mandalorian.
It's the Mandalorian.
Like the last 2 episodes have been fucking great. The last 2 episodes actually might be 2 of the better episodes of the
So
Mandalorian.
is it actually
Like-
the Mandalorian in the show?
Yeah.
Book of Boba
Yeah.
Fett, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Because I think that
You can start watching with episode 5, Jack. You
No,
can
I'm not
just
gonna
go
watch.
with it.
I'm not gonna watch the whole. Yeah, I'll watch the.
I think that they
I
realized.
love the Mandalorian.
Yeah, like the Mandalorian, but I think they realized that the Mandalorian story, because you know what happened at the end of season 2, is that the story is with you can't have the Mandalorian without Grogu
Bill
and
Burr.
the Mandalorian, and and Bill Burr too, and so they're kind of putting in these 2 episodes here as a segue to bring the band back together, and
Yeah,
All right, I'll
because the
thanks for
first
heads up, I'll
concert
watch this.
sucked.
yeah.
Well, I think one aspect that I think all of the characters are made better by one another.
Mhm.
So like they don't all function on their own. It is an ensemble in the fact that
I
there
disagree.
are certain characters that I don't want to mention. We've already mentioned 2 big ones, but there's another character that appears in
I
this 5th
disagree.
episode, which
I'm telling you,
I mean,
Mando
6
could take it
episodes.
on his own. Mando could take
is 6.
entire
Yeah,
show on,
6 episodes.
on his own shoulders.
Yeah, or
Without
as I
Baby- without
mentioned,
Baby
like
Yoda?
just call it Star Wars Story Hour, and I don't care what you put on there. I'm gonna watch it. If I got to go through the shitty episodes to get the good stuff, like I've eaten Oreo cookies.
Solid hour of Max Rebo.
Well, watch your
Just,
watch
drop,
your
just,
goddamn
some,
hand,
just
man.
dropping some acid and hitting those keys.
I'm-
Man.
I-
Like
As a
it,
Star Wars
it,
fan,
it,
I would
it
watch
truly feels like they were like listening to all the negative feedback the first like 3 or 4 episodes of Book of Boba Fett was getting, and they're like,
Shit,
well,
we
fuck,
gotta like
let's just
crank these
let-
other
let's-
2 out.
let's just grab the first few episodes of Mandalorian season 3 and throw them in here to get everybody happy again.
Yeah.
So that's why.
what it feels
So that's
like.
why all of a sudden on Twitter I saw these are great fucking episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost
Yeah.
like they were like, hey, let's hold off all of the cool special effects and the really great story writing for this part, and the rest we'll just let these other people figure it out.
Sometimes you can do too much. You can oversaturate it too. If you don't have, you have to have a story,
Yeah.
right? You have to have a plot. You
Yeah.
have to have something to draw
But-
people in. You just can't just say
but-
it's Star Wars.
Yeah, but I mean, there is a plot to the first 4 episodes. It's just not that enjoyable. As I've mentioned,
Stupid.
I was watching Empire Strikes Back with my kids today because it's basically like Hoth outside, and who doesn't like to watch the first part of Empire when it's snowing? Because that's what it feels like outside, right? And I'm watching it, and I see Luke Skywalker on the screen in his underwear, and I said,
Oh, I
"You
thought
see?
Luke Skywalker was in Indiana.
You see," I said, "Look, I've seen Luke Skywalker in his underwear once. That's enough for any Star Wars character. I've seen Boba Fett in his underwear more times than I've seen Luke Skywalker in his underwear.
That's true.
That should not be a ratio that, as a Star Wars fan, I should be able to compare and say, yeah, I've seen him more times now. And it just doesn't work, So less Boba Fett in his underwear. So, even in his robe, I've seen him in his robe more times than I've seen, Princess Leia in a robe. You
don't want to see Princess Leia in a robe.
Yeah, I do.
In the gold
No, you do not want to see her. You want the robe off.
I don't care if the robes.
You care.
Not getting into this.
Wait, hold on a second. People aren't going to Comic-Con. Oh, it's Princess Leia's robe outfit. No.
What was that? Was that a subliminal slip there? What'd you call it?
Didn't I say Comic-Con?
Okay.
What did I say?
It sounded like
Comic-Con?
But just
Maybe
remember out there,
Comic Chameleon.
Cosplay is not consent.
Okay. But I'm serious. How many Princess Leias do you see wearing a robe?
I just remember the one.
That's the only one I fucking remember. It's forever ruined for the rest of my life.
Jack has derailed my analogy altogether because all I'm saying is
I said who would want to see Princess Leia in a robe, and I think I'm stating a fact.
My comparison was Boba Fett in a robe, Princess Leia in a robe. I like if I have to choose which one I want to see.
Yeah,
it's not Boba Fett in a fucking robe, and I've already seen him in 2 episodes.
I'd rather see
seen him in. No, nobody gives a shit, Jack. Okay, the comparison isn't to see Princess Leia with or without the robe. You've derailed the entire conversation with your stupid analogy. Makes no fucking sense. And now we have to end this show.
Oh,
you are the one that brought Princess Leia up in a robe. I didn't. Yeah,
comparing it to Boba Fett because I've seen him in his robe.
Because it's no comparison.
But you do, like I said, like you wonder what Jon Favreau was thinking, like when he wrote the first 4 episodes. And you wonder if is it a limitation to the actor's age of maybe not wanting him to do a lot of stunts? But you can have stuntmen the same shape as him do them. But to me, it would have been a much better series if he would have gone to Tatooine and just been a badass bounty hunter, just killing people. Like you saw in the little teaser there, like, hey, I'm taking over this planet and I'm just going to hunt down everybody that did me wrong or whatever.
I want to see Boba Fett in Princess Leia's outfit.
The thing is, you could still have the same storyline with the syndicate, but just have him overstep his bounds.
Nick, you've pointed out something exactly that I said to my brother, who's a diehard Boba Fett fan. In fact, he's hated the last 2 episodes because Boba Fett's looked like a complete bitch.
Because he likes Boba Fett in his underwear.
He has.
So
he's got a thing for it.
Here's the thing: is that all I wanted from this show is to see Boba Fett kicking ass, killing IG-88, fucking up Bosk, getting in a fist fight and a drunken slur with like Dengar. I want to see the classic bounty hunters and him beating the shit out of them.
Right.
I don't want to see Godfather Boba Fett. And if you're going to give me Godfather Boba Fett, then show me why he wanted to become Godfather Boba Fett. It's not because he climbed out of a fucking Sarlacc pit. I want to see how Jabba the Hutt fucked him over 100 million times. Kill him
100 million times?
I'm just saying. I'm giving
what point do you go, okay, you're fucking
up this podcast. My point is that we need to see Boba Fett and why he has come to this conclusion, not just all of a sudden, peace out, bitches. I'm the Godfather now. What's up? Now, what we're going to see, and I assume that the other two Owen and Brew,
see him riding a Rancor next Wednesday, I'm gonna be disappointed.
If he's not riding a Rancor, we're disappointed. Correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Chris, you have any guesses or?
Well, I think that we're going to see the other side of the playing field with some of the syndicate, and that alone could help save the show. Like if they continue,
who's behind the syndicate?
Who's involved and
who's
behind
involved?
It? Mm-hmm. I mean, we saw a little. I'm trying to do spoilers here, but like
right. There's a big character that reveals himself at the end of this last episode, right? Episode 6.
Exactly.
a large character that has come back that we have not seen before, rode up, and clearly that's going to create I think that part is pretty obvious. We're going to see some type of a Western showdown between two bounty hunters. But that is what that's all I've wanted for 6 episodes.
But okay, I haven't watched
Boba Fett being a kick-ass bounty hunter.
If they started out with that, would they be rooting? Would people eventually get tired of that though? Would you still have to have a story?
Well, I mean, like,
or is it just going to be?
You could have shown me in his night terror bathtub, sweats. You could have shown me a flashback of him kicking IG-88's ass or something like that.
Well, like Jack,
we never did that.
Jack, one of the things that makes The Mandalorian great, we've discussed this, I know, on Owen Bruce, is that each episode was kind of a classic Western movie that they shortened. But the overall arcing story is, it's called The Lone Wolf and the Cub, which is, you have the samurai and a little trainee. And I think if you want to kept with the old classic Westerns, Boba Fett's story should have probably been outlaw Jonesy Wales. Like, have some flashbacks of the war, but he's now an outlaw on the run or whatever, and he's seeking, something like that. And it would have been a much more interesting story than what we got.
Okay. I'm not disagreeing with you because I didn't watch it. I'm just saying. Give me a Western. I'll watch it. I'll watch it all day long.
I will be curious because since we have the Pikes, even though she's not part of the Pikes, if we get Emilia Clarke's character at some point.
A lot of people and fans have been speculating that.
Yeah.
So for sure. And to your point, Jack, I think that you would enjoy some of the strong Western aspects of this last episode 6, which also had some kind of like cool Shogun aspects.
It's more like Mandalorian though, right?
It is more like Mandalorian, but there's still some Western moments that don't even involve him that I think
that's what drew me into the Mandalorian. I think the first episode I was like, oh my god, this is like a Clint Eastwood movie.
Yeah.
And
there's some aspects to that, I guess, in this one. But one of us is going to turn into a big old pumpkin after midnight because he don't let it all hang out. That's not Eric Clapton. That's Chris.
Is he going to be banished from the screen for a few minutes, or is it going to be permanent? I know you have a control thing.
Hopefully,
I only have a control issue when I can't make my fucking point.
I was asking a question.
You were asking a question.
Am I not allowed to ask a question?
Well, we'll let the listeners decide that. We'll come back next week. Next Tuesday, hopefully, maybe we'll be back at our regular scheduled hour. If you missed us live this week, it was because we were on Thursday.
It was my fault.
That was my fault. Oh, actually, you were feeling sick, and then
Nick
told you to drink some water, shake it off.
Yeah, he said drink 10 gallons of water or something like that.
Yeah.
It worked for me, man. I felt like shit last week, and I was just dehydrated. I was like, oh, that's what it was.
I wasn't dehydrated. I just felt like crap. Just had nothing. I hadn't been sleeping well for like 4 or 5 days in a row. So.
I didn't sleep at all last night.
I didn't sleep at all
just thinking about you.
Because I was tossing and turning.
So if you enjoy what we do, and why would you? Send us an email to rcadcast@gmail.com.
Do we have an email?
Let me double check and make sure that I didn't skip over Randy's email, because usually Randy no, that's an old one there. So
it's been surprisingly quiet tonight.
It's so quiet. It's like, catatonic. And usually we do have a larger chat group because we're on Tuesday, and that's been our normal. So, and I didn't post this to the Instagrams. I was a little lazy this week on my producing. So,
well, I get busy at work.
Well, how lazy were you with the drawings?
I was super lazy. I'm going to give you the names to read via iTunes, or not iTunes, but Apple Notes. Okay, you're an Apple guy.
Allegedly.
Really?
Yeah.
For fuck's sake, this is like this. You didn't even email it in. You have to give. You didn't even draft it in. You put in a fucking note of which you have to then export to mail to send. So Tack just texted us that Chris can no longer surf on a device while we record. What? Eckhart telegrammed us requesting Nick get better internet. Ed texted us wants Carrie to
Wants us to carry.
Wants to carry.
I almost said jack off. Wants to carry Jack's jokes off the field on a stretcher. They did.
They did.
Maggie emailed us requesting less libertarian talk and more library talk. And Joanne just wants Jay to come back to keep the three of us from talking so much.
Heyo.
Wait, how come there wasn't a knock on you?
Yeah.
Elite.
I don't know. I just was fucking.
I don't know.
I did draw while we recorded, but sorry, I don't have anything cool tonight.
That's all right. Chris
Like you could even put that on the stickies. Like the stickies app was actually probably more appropriate of an application.
Of the stickies app. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So Jack
remember that next time you want to mail it in.
I will do the stickies app next time.
Save a stamp, use a sticky.
High five.
Thanks for joining us live. Thanks for everybody that joined us in the chat. Randy and Sherry, as well as Kim and John.
The Mexican UPS guy.
Thanks for joining us this week. Join us next week. And I think this was just an okay show. It wasn't like Leia in a robe.
It was one, and
it was a Boba Fett in a robe.
Maybe next time I'll do. Maybe next week I'll do the show in my underwear.
Boba Fett in a robe. I like that. Actually, I don't like that, but that works.